Hello again, and welcome here to, I don't call it a homepage, I call it the secret place. This is the best kept secret. We have the last Havillionaire gold rush going on. The last Havillionaire gold rush going on. And if you've been directed to this place, this secret place, this secret brook where you can get living water. You could go 21 days without eating food. You can't go past 3 days without drinking water of life. So the lifeline for your body, which is 97% water, 97% water. So this is an art studio. This is an art studio that represents art studios all around the globe. We put it on the internet as a last ditch effort to allow individuals who are not in our root family group to have access to our intranet, La La Land, Brooklyn, fountain of living water. So yes, I'm telling you that. So my father went into the film industry. And I went into the music industry to combine both of those studios. But my mother, Beverly Webb, she went into the performance arts and finest arts. And she is the conductor of this train. And when we talk about a fountain of living water, talking about those queens that if we don't see their faces, if we don't receive their hugs, if we don't get their nurturing and then their training on how to hunt and be fruitful and multiply, every lion, king of kings pride, which I represent, has a watering hole. Has a watering hole where the water coming down from our pride rock fills a brook. We call that Brooklyn. Every pride has a pride rock and then a watering hole. One of the most important places in the pride is the watering hole for nurturing and hunting. The other animals that are within our pride land, they got to drink every 3 days too. They all got to drink and come to the watering hole that we control. So the La La Land, you got an offense and a defensive strategy for the watering hole that we call Brooklyn. Why do we call it Brooklyn? Our grandmother is Evelyn. Our aunt, our Uncle Gene's wife is Lynn. So my mother and my Aunt Libby, they not slick. They know what they was doing. My mother and my Aunt Libby both named their babies Lynn, after Evelyn and Lynn, the brooks that we go to. And every year our family, I talk to Colleen, I talk to Shay, I talk to Desi and Abby at Desi and Ebby's house. Man, we had a phenomenal time at Ebby's house. Desi, I don't know who brought the game. My partners in Atlanta are still to this day talking about the game that we played with Kanisha and the guys. Yo, got on the team together and demolished. So that's what I call the brook. That's the Brooklyn. We got to sip from that water. Going to Ebony's house after the cookout. Trenton makes Atlanta cookout. Going to Ebby's house. Desi and Mark coming through. My partners who've been our family. One of them is from Brooklyn. My partners who came through. The reason we talk about La La Land is because Atlanta is super key to this family. And so we have a fashion statement. We got a fashion statement going on. ITB, in the beginning, Hollywood Grail Stars Search. That's what we're looking for. We got to hate waste fast. I don't care where they are. I don't care where they are on the planet. I don't care where they are in the country, in the world. Every ITB, in the beginning, Hollywood Grail star, we're going to search, hunt, find, rescue, and then polish the Bathsheba homecoming polish. The ITB, let there be light, polishing, prevail, ITB, prevail, Hollywood Grail, Star Search, shine on. So the concept comes from my mom, who named my sister Terry Lynn, Brooklyn, and my right-hand man, Craig Ronald Morgan, his mother. On the day that I met Craig Ronald Morgan, my sister, Terry Lynn, adopted Craig as her little brother. And then his mom put me a couple months later. I'm a freshman in high school. Mom Morgan puts me in a wedding of Debbie, Craig's older sister. If y'all know anything about hip hop, if y'all know anything about the fashion of hip hop, which most of y'all don't, so I'm taking the time here to let y'all know where this came from. If y'all know anything about Maurice Webb and Damon, and Maurice Webb and Darnell and Dwight and everybody, Shawnee, everybody could tell you that there was a movement called the Lowlifes, and the Lowlifes come from Brooklyn. The Lowlifes in hip hop are connected to Ralph Lauren making a clothing line and being bold enough to go on television and do interviews and say it's only for rich white people. So in an economic boycott, and one of the most effective economic boycotts ever, a movement sprang up, grassroots hip hop movement, where we made a fashion statement back to Ralph Lauren that you can't get no money in our cities. You can't get no money in the United States of America. You're an immigrant. you're a stranger in our gates. You can't get no money in Brooklyn. You can't have fashion designed for fake aristocrats in our lands. So you got to understand, a polo club is an exclusive country club environment, just like your tennis country club, your golf country clubs. So what Ralph Lauren was saying, if you're not in our country club, my clothes is not for you. And then he priced his clothes to make sure that the individuals in our neighborhoods couldn't afford it. But the economic boycott said, if anybody wears clothes out here, not only are we going to wear it, we're going to wear it head to toe. It's talking about a fashion statement. We're going to wear it head to toe. Every time you see me, who's not in your exclusive country club, we're going to make a fashion statement that there are no brands without us. And so the history of Ralph Lauren and Polo, there's no history. If you go and look at Polo right now, if you go look at their website, nobody want to buy that. The only reason why somebody buys that is because our image sold it. And if we could do that for somebody who hates our very image, who disrespects the queens that gave birth to us, then the ultimate fashion statement is the one that we're making. Of taking these lens. Let me talk about Jasmine Evelyn. So my Aunt Libby and Bev, they both. Whew. So Aunt Libby moves from Trenton to Peoria, Illinois. Now my wife is from Chicago, Illinois. I'm talking about still having access to the La La Land, Brooklyn, living waters. In Trenton, we have a watering hole called the reservoir. So if we can't get to the reservoir, if we can't get to Trenton, if we can't get to 1326 Williams Street. When my mom was in Huntsville, Alabama in school, she would drive from Alabama up to Michigan and take us to the Rose Garden. Take us to go be trained. Aunt Naomi was the ultimate Slumdog Havillionaire trainer. You know how you got in the movie John Wick? You know how your girl Halle Berry played the role with the dogs? The killer dogs? So that's the role. When we was taken up to the Rose Garden, there ain't no Rose Garden in 1600. We the 600 Rose Gardens. We the 1600 Lily of the Valley Rose Gardens. Hello?